Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 7. We'll be presenting our innovation project of Fiqh, Usrah and Muamalah edition.
Hi, my name is Aisya binti Ahmat Puat and my matric number 2014562.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Illiyyun binti Azlan. So now we're moving on to the problem statement. Okay. From our observation and I would say from our experience as a students, the problem that always faced by the students is the difficulties to understand the topic and the term of fiqh usrah and fiqh muamalah. Sometimes they get confused. Okay, besides, students are always get bored when learning this topic because they find the difficulties to memorizing the content and to understand all the chapters in subject fiqh usrah and fiqh muamalah. Because of that, students are become more passive and less engagement in class.
Okay, there are some objectives of our innovation project. First, make the learning easier for students to understand challenging and unfamiliar topics. This is because students find the topic of fiqh and muamalat more challenging to understand, such as the term like as-salam, al-wadi'ah, and ijarah. Second, evaluate student knowledge, comprehension, application, and analysis of the knowledge of fiqh usrah and muamalat by providing multiple choice questions, MCQ, like fill in the blank and true or false questions. And third, develop student engagement and give opportunities to be actively involved in learning during the teaching and learning process. So, the teacher only act as a facilitator and the teacher needs to ensure that student master the subject and the student able to apply the knowledge in their life. And last but not least, to increase student interest in the teaching and learning process.
So this is our innovation. Our innovation is called youth and sandboxes because we name this innovation based on being inspired by the subject, which is Usra and Muamalat. We changed the title Usra and Muamalat to the acronym U and M. So U refer to Usra and M refer to Muamalat. And here we have two boxes. The first box is about the Muamalat and the second box is about the Usrah.
Now, for the description of the idea, we are totally use boxes, which two boxes that needed in this innovation. One box for fiqh usra and one box for fiqh muamalah. Then we make the question in various form, such as we use an origami and mind maps and other things to gain students' interest to answer those questions. We also include some notes and questions to make students understand better regarding the topic of fiqh usrah and also fiqh muamalah. Last but not least, we combine all the things virtually and physically to make it easier for students to access.
Description of innovation. First, from Fiqh, Usrah and Muamalah books, we make it into slide presentations. After that, we create two boards that contain Fiqh, Usrah and Muamalah topics. Next, we also create some MCQ question like image-based multiple choice question, yes or no, and fill in the blank. Then, the teacher will provide the answer after student answer the questions. Those student can make revision after the class session with their friends.
So I will continue about the innovation feature. So the features number one, our innovation cover all topic of fiqh usra and muamalat. So like I said before, we have two boxes to cover all these topic. So the first box will cover muamalat topic, and the second box will cover fiqh usra topic. So the second feature is from lecture to fun game. So Basically, this innovation was designed to change the method of teaching, which is from the lecture to the fun game. So it can create a fun learning environment, and at the same time, the engagement between the teacher to student and student to student can be generated positively. So the third feature is colorful content. So the features of our innovation are very colorful actually. So because the colorful content in this box can make the student um, generate interest in learning and playing this game. So this will attract students to learn Usrah and Muamalah, and at the same time they know the term, okay, the term in Usrah and Muamalah. This innovation used the learning, play, and employment technique actually. So it is able to develop social and cognitive skill, matures emotional, and again the self confidence that required to engage in a new experience and environment. So the next feature, our innovation can be done in group or individually, and it can be accessed all the time. So it is easy to access, and our innovation can play by a group or individually. So yeah, that's all.
For the instruction of this innovation, there are 6 steps that need to follow by the students. The first one, students are free to choose either they want to answer fake usrah or fake muamalah question. After they have been decided which one they want to play, students need to scan the QR code that have been provided on the top of the box, and then they need to spin the wheel to determine which question that they need to answer. After that, open the box and ready to play the games. After they have played all the games that have in the box, they need to check the correct answer with the instructor.
So I will explain again about the implication of our innovation. So we have already a few implications of our project. The first implication is to improve student understanding about the term and that difficult to define, especially for low student. So our innovation can make it easier for student to understand and remember the term used in the fiqh, usrah and muamalah, especially for the student who are slow learner, because we include notes, game to them to make the learning fun. Okay, so the second implication is to give student the opportunity to acquire knowledge through the use of various sense such as the sense of sight, the sense of touch, and the sense of hearing. So it can generate student critical thinking and creative thinking while using our innovation, because they use various of sense, so that it can make the student more uh, easier to remember the knowledge. So the third implication is student will have deeper understanding regarding the topic, and the fourth implication is student find it is fine, memorable and exciting learning.